Thank you, Carol, and good afternoon to everybody. It's great to be here, and I'd like you to take a good look around at this fantastic Institute of Plant Sciences. And then I want you to project forward 3, 4, 5 years and think, wouldn't it be nice to have an Institute of Public Health that looks something like this? Because that is jointly what we have to actually aspire to. And there's no reason why we shouldn't. You know, public health is, you know better than I do, is one of the most important areas that this university can engage in. One of the main things that we're trying to do at the university is to project ourselves forward into looking at what Cambridge can do for the world in the future. What ideas are going to shape and form the big challenges that we actually face. All of that is part of the direction that the university has got to take. What better area to start than public health? Now, I'm one of those late converts to public health. My own background has got nothing to do with public health. It was mostly started off in immunology and virology. But as a medical student, I had the privilege of working for 3 months with Archie Cochrane at what was then the MRC Epidemiology Unit, then based in Cardiff. And I remember that period quite distinctly because A, I managed to get my first paper out with him, which was on asthma. But secondly, I was threatened with being deemed and suspended for 3 months as I'd failed to attend any lectures in social medicine during that time. I'd made a judgment that 3 months spent with Archie Cochrane was probably worth a lot more than some dry lectures on tuberculosis control and elsewhere. So he brought to me one of the major messages, that effectiveness and efficiency, and yes, I do have a signed copy of the book, that actually matters. And it's not enough just to focus on small aspects, but actually always to think of the population dimension. And that population dimension is what each and every one of you brings to bear on this topic. But just like myself, coming from a relatively narrow background, you can begin to see what a contribution that can make to the wider issue of public health. So can so many disciplines that are engaged in Cambridge. I mean, just look around you and look at the variety of disciplines we actually have covered in this room today, but also in the wider community of scholars in Cambridge. At the end of the day, the important issue is, you know, we are one of the strongest enterprises that this university has, if you put it all together as public health. What's missing then? Frankly, what's missing is profile. If you actually listen to anybody outside the university and you say, who's big in public health? London School of Hygiene Tropical Medicine falls off the area. The next is Imperial College. Well, you're actually nearly twice the size of Imperial College in terms of your contribution, and yet we're relatively invisible. So we have to get that profile up higher, and what better way to do this than the creation of networks? Now, where do networks sit in the overall panoply of structures within Cambridge? Well, we have two major central structures. One are strategic research themes. These are themes where there is a particular focus, often led by a single grouping that begins to pull that together. But the networks have been created specifically to enable those with a myriad of disciplines across the university, ranging from sociology at one end to molecular virology at the other, to come together so that you bring your own disciplines to bear in a shared way on the major global problems that we face tomorrow. So this is a small start. But it's a small start to what I hope is for you and myself a very much a shared ambition, is I really want to see Cambridge very firmly planted on the map in relationship to public health. And that matters for the region that we represent, for the city that we're in, for the clinical school, for the university. And all of that is nice and it's fine and it's dandy, but where I think it should really matter is we can make an impact. And the work that goes on in this university, in all of the disciplines, can make an impact in the world of tomorrow. And that's where I want to get to. So I have that ambition. I've got a clock ticking on me, because one of the things they do when they elect you as Vice-Chancellor, they tell you you've got 7 years. Well, I've got 4.5 to go. So the clock might not be ticking for you as quickly as it is for me. So please help me to achieve the ambition that I would seek for you, and at the same time help yourselves, because I want Cambridge and public health to be synonymous by the time I actually finish. So thank you very much indeed for the invite, for being here today. I look forward to the presentations. Thank you all of you who are going to be presenting, and thank you for the education I'm going to get in advance.